Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burres, one of the owners of EWR Digital.
And my name is Matt Bertram, the owner of EWR Digital.
Also the owner of EWR Digital and digital marketing strategist and
all
chat
kinds of
GP expert, coin, Bitcoin
chat coin,
chat coin aficionado.
Right. All those things, yes, and also marketing consultant for oil and gas.
Oil and gas. Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our podcast. This is podcast number, 574.
Okay.
The article we're going to be discussing today, 7 reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals. We're going to dive in. This is pretty cool stuff. Like
this, you need to pay attention to, and you should watch us. We're waving at you. We're trying to keep your attention.
Hello.
We know everybody's got a short attention span. We will turn this into shorts, but however, this is good stuff. So stick around.
Yeah, stick around. And also, if you're watching it, then you're probably on YouTube and or watching some of our shorts. So make sure that you subscribe, follow, and if you're on YouTube, click that little notification bell so you get.
That would be good. Only a few portion of our subscribers actually follow and listen, but everybody likes to content.
I was watching a YouTube series, and the guys, just interviews, right? Podcast. And the guy basically said, listen, here's the stats, like 80%, it was like 20% of our of people who watch the podcast are actually subscribers. We're trying to get it to 50%. And so he really laid out people like data and are motivated by it.
We would also ask you, even if you're listening to this, which most people are on podcast platforms.
Yep.
Yeah. Click that button and listen to us. We got more stuff coming out. We're going to be doing a couple different playlists and training. And there's a lot of stuff next quarter really that we're planning out for big time. But if you listen to us and you like us and you heard this and you forgot about us, that
would suck. Yeah. You don't want to forget about us.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in SEO. So we got to get into it. We're bantering a little too much.
Before we get started.
Oh,
I know.
Okay. More banter.
Yeah, we did a little, this isn't banter. Frankly, this is bragging. This is bragging. We do have a review. The review is, of course, 5 stars. This is from Nick Lepore. Posted it yesterday, actually. It mentioned somebody you guys may know. Matt Bertram was great to speak with. Was looking for a marketing consultant for the oil and gas industry, as we are looking for some SEO help within that sector. And Matt Bertram was a huge help. He gave us a free consultation. Call on, by the way, you can learn how to get that free consultation at the end of this podcast.
And I don't normally give those.
Yeah.
There's a reason I gave those.
Yeah. He got a free consultation on their e-commerce website, and Matt gave them some huge insights into things they were missing. If you are looking for a marketing consultant within the oil and gas industry and most other industries, Matt Bertram is your guy.
That is a nice review.
Very nice review. Yeah.
Well, that was a you're hurting people's ears. You're hurting people's ears. No, that was a review by a CEO of an oil company. So I had to yes, sir.
It was yes, I would be happy to get on a call with an oil and gas CEO. Yeah.
Well, the referral was from an oil and gas CEO, and that was basically a e-commerce startup. Yeah. So
very cool. Well, patif to Nick. Glad you got a lot of value. Stay tuned. You'll figure out how to get that value for yourself. It may not be Matt. It may be one of our other internet marketing experts. Do not worry.
We're getting good feedback. Yeah. Let's get into this.
Do not worry. They are internet marketing experts. Here we go. 7 reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals. This is by Sam Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
Patif to Sam. He, I think, owns a digital marketing agency in the New York area. So this is a really good article, and it starts with humans are visually oriented beings. And really, that's
so
all 7 reasons
you're listening to us on a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's all 7 reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals. Basically, we can wrap up the podcast.
All right. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, you're right. We need rich content on our website.
Yeah. So, but he does give a lot of amazing statistics and really 7 kind of independent reasons. So let's jump into those. He does point out we use 5 critical senses daily, but vision is responsible for 80% of everything humans learn.
Oh, I thought you were going to quiz me on what those were.
Oh, what are the 5 senses?
sight,
yep,
hearing,
sound, yep,
touch,
smell,
taste.
Boom. Boom. Did you practice for that?
I passed 5th grade or 4th or 3rd.
I've recently taught those to my young children.
Yes.
Visuals communicate ideas faster and easier. There are a number of visual rich media types that will improve your content exponentially. That's always good. And the numbers supported. And here's some of the numbers. Web content containing visuals like images or videos perform better on average, receiving up to 94. Where did 70 come from? 94% more views. Emails with videos have a significantly higher click-through rate than those without. Infographics can increase website traffic by 12%. Yeah. Tweets with images or videos get, on average, a 35 or 28% increase in retweets, respectively.
Okay.
And then finally, more than 100 million hours of video are watched on Facebook daily, a platform with over 2.9 billion users.
Wow.
Really, visuals are processed.
Wow.
It boils down to visuals being processed 600,000 times faster than text. So including them in your content can help pique your audience's attention quickly.
Yeah, you need that.
Have we convinced you that you need to listen to the 7 reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals?
Well, there's more reasons. Let's go into more reasons, more retention.
Number 1, I feel this might be repetitive. Humans prefer visuals. First sentence, people are visual creatures by nature. It's not just because of our short modern day attention spans that we tend to prefer video.
What?
I'm sorry. I hopped on Snapchat and was doing a filter. We tend to prefer video animations and imagery over text. It's also because we can obtain and retain this information faster, better, and for longer. You want that with your content.
I think I want that for everything. Better, faster, longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Visuals are easier to digest as well as easier to remember. In 2022, internet traffic from videos made up 82% of all global web traffic on the earth.
Read that again.
In 2022, that was
last year.
Last year, internet traffic from videos made up 82% of all global web traffic on earth. 82%.
All right. All you out there, we don't want you to comment and guess what that traffic is. Let's move on.
You had to bring it up in some way, right? There are some theories we have here. There has been a dramatic shift in content with the growth of faster phones, right? Now that you have these faster phones with faster internet connection, you can actually watch videos comfortably without, pulling
connected
out your hair.
24/7. We got it.
Got it. You can expect this to continue. It's just going to keep going. All right. Number 2, visuals create connections. The right visuals can create strong connections. With the fast-paced lives many people live, it's harder now than ever to capture and retain attention spans. Matt, put down the bobblehead.
Sorry.
his attention span waned. These connections built upon emotion and messaging become stronger with creative, stimulating visuals that are the backbone of marketing success. This is how brands become household names, recognizable anywhere in the wild or the world.
Yeah, I don't know.
You debated that also?
I debated that too, yeah.
And it's why all digital assets a company owns should be branded before publication.
I did underline that sort of, or in parentheses sort of thing. That is good. Remember that.
It's impotent. Number 3, visuals generate more organic visibility. Now more than ever, users know the varying ways to use search to their advantage. Marketers should be considering those and the best way your messaging can be displayed in terms of how it appears on your web pages, your social media, and really the search engine overall.
So I just want to insert here and say, I'm agreeing with,
if it's not an image,
image here. Okay.
He's creating an image with his hands.
Yes.
You should watch us.
So I don't have anything to add, because everything this guy's saying, you should be nodding your head.
Yeah. You're just
this is kind of like, I already know this, but it's good to hear the basics again.
Yes.
And I can't really add anything to what he's saying. I agree with all of it.
Well, and one of the reasons you selected this article was because it actually had such viewership, right? So on Search Engine Journal, Search Engine Journal, which is where this was published, it tells you like how many people have viewed a particular article. This one was highly, highly viewed, right?
Yeah.
So
like, yeah, but I mean, you can see why too. Like, right, this was probably shared a lot, and this is just really good information, and that is what SEO is about sharing high quality information, and it should spread in the wild,
the world, the wild world. Yes. All right. Number 4, visuals help capture short attention spans. While obvious, it's probably the most important one on this list. Humans don't just want visuals, they need them. The average person can get distracted or bored within a few seconds. Matt had just picked up the bobblehead because he didn't like what I was saying. No, it was just because he's a human. And he has an attention span slightly shorter than a goldfish, like every other human.
That is a Microsoft study and is in this book.
Yep.
Right here. Build Your Brand Mania. You should read it. It's still relevant.
7 seconds, right? Goldfish. And
12.
It was 12
or like 11 or 12. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think humans are a lot shorter, and I don't think shorts have helped anything.
They're getting shorter and shorter. Right. I find myself watching videos less and less, and the more I spend flipping through shorts.
Well, I actually am kind of getting the anti-short.
Yeah.
Because I see a short and I'm like, that's cool, but I want to hear the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Like,
so you got to go figure it out.
Yeah. I got to go figure out like where's that short connected to, so I can get the rest of the information. And I don't know. I think you got to go through detox, because I think it's like casino.
It's a dopamine thing.
Yeah. It's a dopamine hit. I like the long content.
Me too. Right. So don't get me wrong, because I'm constantly watching longer form videos when I'm at my desk, right, for lunch. I typically have some sort of YouTube video going.
Chris doesn't want to meet with me for lunch. I'm just going to put that out there publicly, like air the air.
To be honest,
I was like, let's meet during lunch, and he goes, I need my lunch.
I need my lunch.
That's
where
that's okay. And that's okay. This is a safe place. There's a lot of digital marketing share. We can all talk about this.
Lunch is when I watch my videos.
Yeah, I know.
And I have to be honest. I watch my videos on at least 1.5 speed. If not 2 speed.
Oh, well, no, I can't do 2 speed. I can do 1.75.
Yeah.
2 goes kind of depending on who talks.
Right. I'll pop at the 2, and then like if I'm like, hey, this is really interesting, I'll slow it down. But
what I will say is I've listened to so many people on like 1.5 or more that when I hear them normally, I don't even recognize them.
Yeah. I don't recognize their voice.
That guy is talking so slowly.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did his brain cells stop?
But he sounds really smart at 1.5.
Yeah. All right. Number 5, visuals are more memorable. Oh, let's go back. So like attention span shorter than a goldfish. Videos, infographics, and relevant high quality photos can help break through the noise, help keep that attention span focused on the articles that you're writing.
Well, yeah. I mean, all the learning, right? Like you process it faster, you retain it more. It holds your attention to that.
And the image can, or video or whatever, even with the video, you got to make sure the first image that shows up on the video, that thumbnail is engaging.
Yeah.
It can act like we often talk about 80% of your time goes into the title of the article or the subject of the email, right?
Yeah.
80% of your time goes there, or in a PPC ad, the first line, like 80% of your time goes there. Think about the video or the image, the thumbnail in the video or the image working as that 80% of your time needs to go there because it grabs their attention, right? Like you need to spend time on this. I guess that's
so. Okay, so I'm going to add some value to this podcast because
thank God.
All right, so talking about like image SEO, right? Just really quickly,
right?
Image SEO. The more information you provide, the better. The thing that just stuck in my head when you said that is these algorithms are trying to optimize for what the image actually is, right? And so people started writing headers and everything to try to speak to that algorithm to understand what it is you're trying to do.
Yep.
The algorithm today has gotten better, and that's why keyword density or keyword stuffing doesn't work as well or need to work. And certainly if you organize the content with the headers, the H1s, like if you use it in the H1, you don't need to use it in the H2 and H3 because it actually knows what the topic is.
It's already,
right?
Yeah, it's already there.
And so in content, you don't need to write like an SEO, right? Like I think that the algorithm really has gotten a lot better and understands this. I think on the image side, I was listening to a podcast specifically about image SEO from
John Mueller.
Yeah, from John Mueller. And really,
by the way, he's important at Google. I mean, some people may not know
on
that,
the web,
the SEO board, and like
I don't think it's called SEO board, but yes, yeah, he is. And he explains really well that it can't read images as well as it can read text, and so you're trying to like key in and create those signals that Google understands or the algorithms understand what that image is about. But what I'm saying is like you can just do a better job of organizing your content and telling your story in a way that you can communicate what you need to communicate to Google. And certainly images are a really good way to do that. And you do need to label them properly. So you need to use images, but also if you don't label them properly, it's getting better. And for anybody that doesn't know, which I certainly didn't know this that long ago, I'm kind of like, duh. But when you're doing the CAPA on anything Google, it's showing you the street signs. It's training the AI, right? And the AI for driving.
CAPTCHA, right? So when you're like, hey, click the bicycles or click the bridges.
That's how they're training it versus Elon Musk is just actually really doing it with cars. But, and also the AI with like amount of skin showing was used initially to figure out what's going on in these images, and Google can understand text and images and can understand a lot of images a lot better. And that AI is getting trained, but I wouldn't say it's where like a whole or natural language like models are yet.
Yeah.
And so you still do have to image SEO, right? But on the text side, it can better understand what you're trying to say. So you should really focus on what is the message that you're trying to communicate and really have a high quality message. And that means with images, but you still got to do image SEO is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right. So we just finished.
Visuals
help capture short attention spans.
Everybody lost me. Okay. I'm sure like we were on a good like rhythm and I totally like derailed the whole thing.
So this is 7 reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals. Number 5 is visuals are more memorable. Yes. Visuals don't just stand out at first sight. They're also easier to remember. Adding visuals to any presentation helps humans' ability to recall it up to several days later by 65% and by 80% to recall it within just a few hours. So include those memorable images, make them relevant and memorable. Most humans retain visual information much better, clearer, and longer than they can solely with written words.
I would just say that's why storytelling is so important, because you're painting a visual image in people's heads, and like really to like remember names and stuff. For me, at least, I've had to like use something called like, I don't know, it's called mnemonic pegging or something like that, like where someone's name I associate with something else. And then I think of that association when I think of them, and then I can remember their name. And so that I've
got one. So I have this neighbor. His name's Joe.
Okay.
He's got a bald head. And in my head, I thought of his bald head like a drum. And my good friend Joe actually is the musician in the song, the opening and closing song for this podcast.
Yeah.
He's the percussionist. Joe, the percussionist. Joe, the guy whose head looks like a percussion instrument. I'm not that great with names. He does not know that. But I will never forget Joe. Like forever, I will see Joe and I will know Joe.
You know his name.
That's the kind of mnemonic.
Mm-hmm.
That was a freebie.
Hey, Joe.
I don't know what
leave us a review.
All right, number 6. Visuals can help drive leads. Visual content can lead to increased engagement, and of course, increased engagement often means more leads, more conversions. Use visuals as the tool they are and explain common questions or unique ideas efficiently. plenty of evidence points to people's favoritism for watching a video versus reading a bunch of text when learning about a new product or service. I got to tell you, and this maybe I don't know if it's normal, not normal, like you guys, but I'll switch. Like there's certain content, like, hey, I don't know, how do I change my credit card on this particular platform? I just want like 4 bullet steps, right?
Yeah.
But if you get something more complex, it's like, well, how do you add a caption to a YouTube video? Like you want a video, like you kind of want the steps, but then you're like, okay, those steps are too long. Now I want the video, and maybe the video will give you like better ideas about how to do not why to do it, but how to do it, and what's effective when you do it.
Well, like organizing content is really important at maybe how people consume different types of content. I know informational versus transactional content is a little bit different, especially for like e-commerce sites. So I think people learn differently and people want to know different things. So like everybody's ChatGPT, right? And it's really good for when you're asking questions, right? Like with being like, how's the weather? And you're seeing that with the voice search of where that's going. And we've had a number of debates about that. But I think to a certain degree, right? Like there's always going to be a bell curve, but people want to like look at a list and people want to compare a list. And so SEO is always going to be important because you want to force ranked items and humans want to choose, right? They don't want to just be like we want a sense of freedom, right? Or whatever you want, choice. And so if you're like, here's whatever you need to do, I don't know. I don't think everybody's going to, I don't
work
know.
that way. Yeah.
No,
I think that's absolutely true because of the diversity of how people tend to think and tend to approach problems, and really what their kind of mindset internally is, even unknown to them about, what's going to work best for them.
Well, I mean, different types of people want different things, right? Some people are the data people. So it's really interesting. So the market is, at least the SEO industry is just, gone wild with what's happening. It's just another tool. It's just another evolution. There's certainly a lot of content out there that is AI driven. You're just trying to create high quality content. Google said, hey, if it's high quality content, that's what's important. Certainly big publications and stuff like that want to know that they're not talking to robots. And what that is, and this doesn't have anything to do with images, but I'll say it is, all that does is it provides you a consensus. It's not anything new. You're not adding any value to the conversation. It just crystallizes information and consolidates it and gives you a consensus concisely.
Right.
A consensus concisely.
And you're talking about ChatGPT.
Yeah. So,
which is pretty,
but it's AI,
pretty useful.
But AI images, on the other hand, now there's some issues with copywriting potentially because how it was trained and stuff like that. But
did you see there's like an image created by ChatGPT, right? The AI, OpenAI,
or is it Dolly?
Dolly, yeah. It actually you could clearly see a blurred out Getty images on the image that it created.
Using it, so that's a big issue right now. But what I would tell you is once that gets resolved, is that a unique image? I would say it is.
Yeah.
Right. Because you got to change an image by like 20-something% or whatever. And so I think that there's some really interesting stuff there. Right?
I think the Getty, there is a lawsuit, and this is just a guess. I kind of glanced at it pretty much only to know that there is a lawsuit. I think what the argument would be is you used our copyrighted material and fed it into your machine.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So not that the images that the machine might create, but you don't have the right to do that particular action.
You need to pay us for all those images and all that data
that you put into.
So they're gonna settle on like basically we've bought all these images at a discounted rate to train the AI and it'll clear it up. But there's a lot of ghost fingers or hot dog fingers as people call it. But it's getting better. It's not there yet. But it's really cool. Amazing. It's really cool.
I've used it for kind of ideation on logos, right? So we created a couple logos recently, and like, hey, like, what do we want to do with this logo? And like, you get some ideas, you get some color ideas. I often go to like Google Images and look at logos that are relevant to those phrases already. I mean, it's
about training yourself to learn how to use a prompt.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, now we are on number 7 of the reasons why content needs amazing images, videos, and visuals.
Out of 7.
Content can be repurposed into a variety of rich media types. So one challenge that all marketers face is how to keep content fresh without boring your audience by beating a dead horse. By the way, I don't know if you know this.
What are we talking about? What is going on right now?
One of my skill sets is to beat a dead horse comedically. And it doesn't.
I don't even know what to say. I want to see this.
It doesn't sound like a good skill set, but I do podcasts with Nolan. You know Nolan. I do podcasts and I do broadcasts of Social Network, and what I'm really good at, like in a really, and it's not easy. You got to have the right affability or whatever you want to call it, but it is something I like. All right, so what we're saying is that content can be repurposed to various rich media types. You got to rework this content, but you can't be boring like you're beating a dead horse. Don't be afraid to take survey data, write a blog post about your findings, and then turn it into a pie chart or an infographic or an animated video.
Or take an article and turn it into a podcast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
wow, that's like repurposing. Yeah. And that podcast
and
creates
then into
video.
A short, and then the podcast into a short, and then take those shorts into a clip and make a collage, and then take the collage and turn it back into a blog post of the best collage shorts.
Yeah.
Like I could keep going.
Get the most out of your content by repurposing it in a way that makes the most sense for both your content and your audience. In conclusion, the numbers show just how much better rich media fares in the wild and in the world. Use it to your benefit, save money, and increase your brand following. Patif to Sam Hollingsworth.
Yeah,
he sounds like he should be in Hogwarts or something. I don't know. Hollingsworth. Like
we're kind of in a funny mood today. I don't know. But this was a great article. There wasn't really a lot to add to it.
Nothing profound, right?
We just felt that you needed to hear this data, this information, and you needed to raise your focus, right? Like you only improve what you're measuring and then you focus on, and really images are really important to tell that story, to convert, to convince, to remember, to any other words that have verbs in it that are positive,
that are relative to being positive,
relative
and
to
retention.
You should do them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's plug that into ChatGPT. It'll give us 80 more words that are
more
relevant.
Concise and a consensus.
Hey, so if you like this podcast, you like the content that you're getting out of this podcast, as it's repurposed, as it's thrown into shorts, as it's done whatever, think back to how you found this podcast, right? So maybe you saw a review. Do us a favor, go write a review. Maybe somebody shared it with you. Do us a favor, go share it. Maybe you are just searching for it and nobody turned you onto it. We're going to ask you to turn on us to someone you know that would be relevant.
I think that's the best call to action we could ask people to do, is just do more of what they did to find
us. Yeah.
Like help the algorithm show it to more people if you got value in it.
Yep.
If you're hanging out to this point, you had got value, right? So if you're listening to me right now and you haven't had a short attention span and bailed because we definitely went off subject a few times, if you're listening to me right now, please help us. Please show it to more people. We work hard, and we work hard for you.
Yep.
And you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
And you also, if you're looking to grow your business with the largest, simplest marketing tool on the planet,
the internet,
it will go to EWR Digital for increased revenue in your business. Once you get to EWRdigital.com, go to the free consultation. You heard us read the review at the beginning of this. It was, of course, 5 stars. You left me hanging.
My voice cracked last time, so I just didn't want to try it.
Maybe that's because you went off topic so much. Click the free consultation button and schedule a time that works for you. You get a custom profit plan. That was so good. All right, until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burres.
My name is Bertram.
Bye-bye for now.